after that, just come over. We'll mix. We'll grab a track. You know, I mean.
Or maybe a Saturday night we can like barbecue and listen and.
Yeah, definitely.
You guys can
absolutely
get some drinking going on and. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Versus a Sunday, we don't really want to drink on a Sunday, so.
True. I'm good with any of that.
Yeah.
But we'll walk through like, here's, you know, pulling the tracks together, here's cutting it up. Now once they're in the project, we won't do that because it's just real tedious and time consuming and, you know, we need up the whole time just fucking, you know, loading shit up and cutting it up. But just to see what it is, you know, and then, you know, pull up projects, you know, compress everything, start leveling, you know, run the filters.
That's a whole project.
But since it's formalized, now it's like, okay, all I have to do is know where I'm at.
Right.
So whatever I'm doing, I'm like, okay, just fire it. And if I forget it, you just go in there and you go, you hit edit and it says undo, whatever. And you go, oh, I just did a fucking compression, or I just did a, you know, whatever. And you can see what's highlighted, you know, so you can tell where you're at. So you just run a step. If it takes long, sometimes it takes like 30 seconds, even 10 seconds or something. But sometimes it'll be 2 or 3 minutes, and so I'm like, oh god, I can't do it. I'm gonna go bounce off the wall somewhere else, and then come back and be like, okay. But you know, you just apply those steps, so it's down to like 15, 20 minutes a song.
Wow.
It used to be over an hour. I mean, if I hauled ass, I could get it done in an hour. But I was just turning everything into a stereo track, and I was going in there fucking with them all and doing all this bullshit. I was coming up with the levels instead of going down, instead of compressing and going down, and oh my god.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is way easier. When we mix, all we gotta do, the only extra step, is we gotta get that fucking EQ involved somewhere. And so my thought is, we record the tracks, we pull the tracks in that we need to EQ, and we run it through something. Computer or something, some kind of, you know, something that'll play the track.
Right.
We play it into the mixer, I mean into the EQ, then into there, and record it again.
Okay. Yeah.
And then we have the EQ track.
But why wouldn't we do that in the computer?
Oh, inside the computer?
Yeah.
Just because the mixing consoles inside the computer are not a physical one. So it's really hard, like, okay, if you had just a visual representation of it, and you could just like move the things up and down, sweep, it would be cool. But they just aren't like that. You either have to like move them around and then say apply, and then wait 2 minutes,
Right.
and then listen to it and go, oh, that doesn't sound like that.
So what you're talking about is being, so yeah, I agree with you. That's the one thing that I wish that Audacity allowed me to do, is make any of those changes while it's playing.
So the trick is to find the plugin that does it. So the closest thing I've found is one that has a line, and then it'll show you the various frequencies, but it just has a line and it has like 4 dots on it, and you take that dot, move it up and down, and it moves the wave.
Right.
It creates a wave along that line. Well, that's not very precise.
Right.
So if you come in and you go, all right, I'm going to read my charts, and I'm going to say, okay, you know, these frequency bands right here are the real irritants, so we're going to cut quite a bit more out of them, you know, and shit like that. Or even better, where we're really going to get into this is when we lay our parts in, we listen to this thing and say, okay, do we want soup right here? Is this everything? Or do we want to be able to hear something? And do we want to like carve a little bit out behind that frequency and punch up whatever instrument we want to hear that? So the way I see it is, we each have certain ranges, but there's overlap, okay? So we have our ranges that we're mostly in, and then where we're overlapping, when we want something to pop, if it's not just a dropout, if we want something to pop, then we start dropping the frequencies a little bit and fucking with it in the other tracks like that. And then we can also just make it sound a lot cleaner, you know? So there's all these little charts and all these little techniques and all this fuckery, and I think we just play with it. I think we sit and sweep, you know, I would start with zeros, just a straight line, and start cutting. And then if you have to go up, you know, you can play around with that. But then you can sweep to see what it does. And then you can move shit around and then, you know, you're trying it and, you know, slowly, it's kind of like getting that lock to getting all the little things to align. You know, you get it all, it's like, there it is. So I think we got to figure that piece out. That's better physical. I don't know. I think I'd like a physical setup better. Honestly, I mean, some shit on the computer's nice, but if you've got a rack of shit, you can just sit and fucking twist knobs and yeah. I don't know. It seems like it should be the same.
Well, we can run the individual tracks through that. And after we get a track that we like for the guitar part, then we can run that alone from my computer or whatever. Once the track is just the way Mike wants to play it,
Yep.
I can bring my computer in
Yep.
and we can push it through out of my computer and into that and let Mike just sit there and play with the fucking knobs until it sounds the way he likes
Exactly.
through the PA.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we just record it.
And then just re-record that track.
Exactly.
Good. And
That's it.
yeah.
And then this whatever the fuck it is, that little mixer is also an audio interface. So you can plug, the computer just thinks it's a sound card. You can play through that, you can play, you know, so if you, depending on what the inputs and outputs and shit, what the inputs look like on the back of the EQ, you've got pretty much a choice of whatever coming out of that. And then, so, you know, those are options too. If you can plug directly in, well, if you can get from your computer to the EQ, that's, you know. But if not, if you don't have an interface from the computer to the EQ, that little fucker will do it. That's what I do with it at my house. So, yeah, it'll be great. And I don't know if there's anything else we need to do that way, effect-wise. I mean, you know, the thing is we can always listen to the track, hook up whatever we want, twist knobs, play with, you know, and get exactly what we want.
Ready?
You know what?
What? No, just to make sure I can turn it all off and on. And
how the fuck do you keep track of all that?
fuck it. That's what throws me off when I get thrown off. It's
Yeah.
because then you're trying to think of what do you have to do next.
Yeah. See, I'm gonna have a little piece of paper, and it's gonna say, you know, for this song, green light.
Yeah.
This song, yellow light.
That's what's going to be cool about recording is I'll be able to play each part with that pedal the
Yeah.
entire time. And then we'll just record that whole thing.
Yes.
And then I'll play the next part with this pedal, the whole thing. You know, we'll just it'll be so cool, you guys.
Yeah.
I think as long as I can play the time just perfectly every time, that's probably what's going to fuck me up.
So okay, let's do this. We'll take a decent recording of the songs, right? And we'll figure out, okay, it looks like it's this whatever tempo. right? Okay. Then we'll take it and we'll speed it up a little bit and slow it down a little bit. It's okay. Here's the tempo that we played this at. Here's how it sounds faster and slower. Knowing that if we slow it down, if we fuck with it, well, no, actually the speed's fine. So you speed it up or slow it down just a little bit, you know, a few beats per minute kind of thing, and see. Then we can listen to it and go, ooh, I like that, and try it at that speed and find, you know, see if it's comfortable and see if we like how it sounds. And then once we've got that tempo locked in, then we'll start throwing the clicks in there. And then what I'll do is we'll map out every section of the song. So I'll send you what I got for damage control. Okay, how it's counted down to, you know, little chunks, 8 beats, 32 beats, you know, but logical like chunks, things you can name, like, you know, this intro or the, you know, the verse or some fucking thing, you know, but locked down to separate pieces, and then we break it down to the smallest piece in terms of what you're playing when, what kind of guitar, what, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So your leads, so you could play 3 guitars on one song.
Right. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to play a little didgeridoo. No, I'd like to do that live. I'd like to just do a didgeridoo solo live. Yeah.
Solo.
Yeah, this is my drum solo. I don't really believe in the drum solo. I mean, I believe they exist. I just don't believe they're a good idea. So, yeah, here's my deal. Play the fucking didgeridoo.
Borrow your sister.
Yeah, she's probably got one. That's okay, I was way off, so.
I think I threw you off.
I needed to do over.
I was thinking I had to go clean and I'm staying dirty and I fucking, alright. Anyway, we'll try it. I will bring that in. I'll plan it better.
I'm excited. So once we have tempos, so especially damage control, right? We pick a tempo for it. We go, okay, that's what we're doing, right? I'll put the click track in, and then move shit around so that when we talk about those sections, they start at the right place, and then that section is as close as possible timing-wise. But all that section's supposed to do for you is to know where you're at in the song. And then traditionally, the layers are drums, bass, guitar, vocals, I guess. But it doesn't have to be. You know,
right.
You can lay your shit over top whatever you want. It needs to be that tempo, and that's really it. If you need to hear what's going on with the other stuff, that's fine.
Yeah.
But if it's more bothersome, you know, once you start playing with that, you determine what click track works best for you. If you want to, you know, for me, I want the 1, 2, 3, 4, because I need to know where 4 and 1 are a lot. But you know, if you're like, yeah, I don't give a fuck about that, I want to click, 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 click. You know, there's all kinds of wood blocks, there's fucking, you know, cowbells,
Yeah.
whatever you know, but you figure out what you like that you're comfortable playing along with. It's kind of like your headphone amp, you know, and then we can fuck with all the levels and all that shit. That's another reason to come see what we can do, because we build your recording track, and then, you know, it's really easy to build that for every song. You know, get it to the right tempo, get it get it leveled the way you want. So if you want to hear a whole bunch of a certain instrument, like I need to be able to hear this, whatever, we can do that. But so you guys will figure out what you like.
Yeah.
For me, I like to have some hint of the song in the background and then a really fucking strong click. But I haven't tried it to see how it records, so but we'll play with that, and then depending on you can go whenever you want. You go when once you have a click track built and that you like. Now, if you want to do it a layer at a time, we can do that. You can sing over effectively the finished product, almost.
Right.
And so,
listen to it and sing it.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah. But, we're going to pick it apart. But it's going to be cool. And we'll know this shit. Once we get through this,
yeah.
Holy fuck, we'll know this shit.
Take me away across the sea to the land of prosperity. Give me some land where I can build my home, raise my herd and call my own. Came along, cutting down those trees, building roads from sea to sea, claiming everything for was our own, and leaving trails of skulls and bones. Killing us and then taxing our dreams, making us chase those money trees. If you step out to the money prize, you'll find yourself in the same When will we all learn to belong? When will we all learn to believe? How can we all live as one? Live our lives learning right from wrong. you said